Speaking of which, the chips continue to fall for Donald Trump, the businessman. Serta saying that it won't renew their licensing agreement with the Trump organization. Will be phasing out the Trump home mattress collection. The mattress company says it, quote, values diversity and does not agree with nor endorse the recent statements made by Mr. Trump. Meanwhile, the Reels channel, the cable station that carries reality TV show Hollywood Hillbillies, says that they will air next Sunday's Miss USA pageant. The company bought exclusive rights after Univision and NBC Universal, the parent company of NBC and MSNBC, ended their broadcast deal. Still, Donald Trump, the politician, is not backing down from his June 16 comments on Latinos and Mexicans.
People are pouring into the United States. I guess some come from Mexico, but they come from all over the world. By the way, they come from the Middle East. We don't even know where they come from.
Why did you have to say that they're rapists, though, Donald?
It's resonating with the voters. You look at the statistics on rape, on crime, on everything coming in illegally into this country, they're mind-boggling.
I read the Washington Post, I read the Fusion, I read the Huffington Post, and that's about women being raped. It's not about criminals coming across the border or entering the country.
Well, somebody's doing the raping, Don. I mean, you know, somebody's doing the, you're saying it's women being raped. Well, who's doing the raping?
So the Washington Post political reporter, Colby Itzkowitz, is with me now. Colby, it's good to have you here. And that was Don Lemon's interview last night on CNN with Donald Trump. I must admit, I stayed up late to be with Don to see that interview. It was very interesting to watch. Yesterday, we have George Pataki coming out condemning Trump's remarks. Just a short time ago, we have Jeb Bush reacting in an interview with the Daily Caller saying, quote, his views are not reflective of the immigrant experience. He's just wrong. So, Colby, how big of a problem is this for the GOP, for the RNC, with Trump going forward and just flat out not recanting anything?
Well, I mean, we're talking about it now, and it's pretty much taken all the oxygen out of the room all week. Headlines and news channels have been talking about it nonstop. So Donald Trump is getting exactly what he wanted by making these comments, which is to be the center of attention, to be the person, the candidate that everyone's talking about. And it's working with a subset of voters. I mean, look at the polls that we saw out of New Hampshire and Iowa and the national polls. They're showing him in second place behind Jeb Bush. That's, you know, something like 10 to 12% of Republican voters say that they would vote for Donald Trump to be president of the United States.
But meanwhile, when we think about what this is doing to the Latino community, obviously they are highly insulted by the remarks that were made. And meanwhile, this is a benefit to Democrats right now who appear to be doing well in polls for the Latino voting bloc that would really be happy to engage them on their side.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Republicans have long said unless they can get the Hispanic vote, they're not going to win the White House ever again. And having Donald Trump out there talking like this is certainly not helping them. I mean, Hillary Clinton has brought this up, Donald Trump's comments up time and time again, not using his name, just saying a Republican candidate, which makes you wonder if she's trying to lump him in with the entire field. I was surprised, actually, that more Republicans haven't come out, like Jeb Bush, like George Pataki, to distance themselves from Donald Trump. In fact, Ted Cruz this week actually said Donald Trump shouldn't apologize, that Donald Trump was right and that he's a terrific guy.
So we now have, in terms of Trump Organization business, 4 golf bodies have distanced themselves from the Trump Organization. The city of New York is reviewing deals with Trump, who has sold himself, you know, as we all know, his MO, a shrewd businessman, drives hard bargains. He's going to bring China to its knees. But that's a lot of rhetoric. And is this something that can continue for a consistent campaign message?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Donald Trump eventually will be impacted by this, the business side of his running for president. But he is, if this is all for show, he's keeping up appearances. I was in Iowa a couple of weekends ago and spent some time with his campaign operatives out there. He has hired real, authentic campaign operatives and has a ground game going in Iowa. I believe he also has one in New Hampshire. And he's making a serious run for president. And it seems like all of this and the fight with Macy's and the fight with NBC is only emboldening that.
Washington Post, Colby Itzkowitz. Colby, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.